What's going on, Hayward? You're listening to Around the Town with Dylan, along with my co-hosts Reggie, Nancy, and Rob. We're here to enlighten you with the city's most interesting news and take you on a journey through various local haystack businesses. Tune in.
Good morning, East Bay. Let's get down. You are tuned in to Around the Town. I am your man, Reggie 23.
This is Dylan Lazaga.
This is the Beast. My bad. I almost cut you off there, Dylan.
No worries.
Man, and today is Tuesday, March 10th. Happy Daylight Savings Time to everybody. I want to give a big shout out to The Rap and for having Molly in on the show, talking about her superstardom, just hitting home runs for no reason, you know.
She said it was like nothing.
She said it was easy, right? We were listening. She's like,
she's like, I lost track after I hit a few.
Yeah, like I just hit 8 home runs my freshman year. No big deal, you know what I mean? Only, you know what I mean? I ended up as the leader for most home runs ever hit, you know, but no big deal. It's slight work.
Nothing wrong with staying humble.
I played baseball in like middle school. I can count how many times I hit a home run, like once. And I was like, whoa, I hit a home run.
All my home runs were always in the park home runs. I was fast, but I didn't have the power to get it out the park. So shout out to anybody who can do that. Yeah, for sure.
It's a regular part of their day.
Right? Just light work. You know, it's nothing too hard. But hey, so today on Around the Town, we're going to discuss this week's events in Hayward and around the city. And you know, dang, I feel like every time we come on the show, like we start off and it's like this is like the second show we had like another homicide in Hayward. Yeah. And it's unfortunate. Like it's really unfortunate. Please stop the violence. As I say that, I definitely I'm not even gonna talk about that. But yes, please, let's stop the violence. Please, y'all.
It's just annoying with today's climate and day and age. We always keep saying, let's change, you know, how we're doing with all these, you know, like violence, and let's do something about it. And then, you know, when you think somebody's going to do something about it, this just keeps happening. It's just like on repeat, you know? It's just that's just what gets me, you know? It's like, I'm not saying nobody's doing anything about it. I just hate that it still keeps happening.
Man, that is so true, and even I'm guilty of it myself. I perpetuate violence sometimes too. Actually, yesterday I had a little run-in, and it almost got violent, and I need to apologize to the people who were involved because sometimes I lose my temper, and I need to do a better job at that. And especially reading and hearing about how things escalate and how things can escalate. I think that it's hypocritical of me to be like, stop the violence, but then at the same time. Pressing people in the streets, so I need to do a better job. You know, me as I'll take full accountability for my actions and things like that. So, man. So what happened? So, do you want to start off with the what's new?
Yeah, Dylan.
Well, apparently, continuing on from your point, so apparently, as you mentioned, there was a homicide in Hayward early Monday morning.
Dang.
And
it's yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it left one dead and one injured, and within Mission Boulevard and Blanc Street.
Wait, on Mission?
That's like right on the corner.
That's right down the street. Yeah, we're right by there.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's right. You know, we have to go there. We have to go on Mission to get here.
Yeah.
If you live in Union City. Yeah. What the?
Wow. That's like right on the corner. Hey, guys, be safe. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard somebody got robbed at UV. Maybe a week ago.
What?
Trying to selling something on Craigslist, and so just guys, if you're listening, guys and gals, just be safe. You know, it's a lot of things to worry about outside of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And people are still crazy. People still do crazy things. So just
the world's still going on.
Keep your head on the swivel. Yeah, keep your head on the swivel and be safe, please. Please be safe. This is Hayward's 4th homicide of the year. Jeez. I think, how many did Hayward have? Does anybody know how many Hayward had last year?
I don't know.
Not that I'm aware of.
I know that with this being the 4th homicide, the very first one was literally like on Halloween. Like it was right in the beginning of like the year. Like the year just started. It's like we can't even get a break from this.
I think it was New Year's.
I'm sorry. What did I say? I said Halloween?
Halloween, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I meant New Year's. My mistake.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of the coronavirus, it's like... It's spreading everywhere, and I feel like it's getting worse because now you got multiple events getting canceled.
Schools being canceled.
Coachella postponed.
Yeah,
possibly to October. I was just reading about that. Yeah, there's the
October.
artists. Yeah, they're thinking about postponing to October because the artists are just freaking out. I mean, you guys remember last year there was that herpes outbreak, so anything could happen. Oh. Yeah, Coachella. Yeah, that happened last year.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So
Wrap it up.
Yeah. So
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so now about the coronavirus, we actually have two stories. Now we've had St. Patrick's Day is coming up, but I feel like
17th.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not going to be a happy one because now the city of Dublin is now taking action of the coronavirus.
It's canceled.
Yeah, they're canceling their annual weekend-long festival for St. Patrick's.
Wait, so when you say they cancel, it's said, oh, it's not happening, or this could happen?
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
So it's been canceled.
Yeah.
Wow. How's the community taking to that?
They're understandably not happy, but at the same time, it's health comes first.
Absolutely. Is this Dublin, California, or Dublin, Ireland? Okay.
Dublin, California.
Okay, for sure.
You guys know when bars are shutting down, it's bad because bars always stay open.
Bars
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going on.
Bars cure everything.
Exactly.
Alcohol can cure anything. You know what I mean? You can even put alcohol on a wound and you'll feel better.
Exactly.
So if the bars are closing, then
That's bad.
It's because the bartenders want their money.
Exactly.
And shout out to the people who work hourly and who are not
getting
you're
hours.
not gonna be able to get hours right now because people who's coming into restaurants. I mean, maybe stores are still gonna get their.
No, the mall's dead right now. I was just in the mall the other day. They're saying malls are really bad just because there's hundreds of people in there, and lately in the last couple of years the malls have been dead just with the Amazon and online shopping and stuff. But this was way different. This was dead, and it was Friday because like I said, I went to the movies I went to the mall on Friday and then the movies on Saturday, and both were just empty, nobody's there, tumbleweeds. It was just I have never seen that before. And like I said, this is a Saturday night.Movie's gonna be packed. Friday night mall should be. Yeah, people should be there.
Saying there's nobody in the movie theaters? Anybody want to go on a movie date? We could right. There's nobody in the movie theaters.
Virus and chill.
Date, right? Virus and chill. Corona and chill.
Yeah.
Corona and chill.
Oh
I'm talking about cerveza.
All right, so before we go into the next segment, we have one more news story, and that's one that's been talked about for a little over a week. That's the Grand Princess cruise ship moving into finally arriving in the port of Oakland. It was idle
quarantine.
It was idle for a week or two, and now, as you said, people are being transferred to a naval base to be quarantined.
I could be wrong with this number, but I believe it was 86 or something people tested positive, and everybody else was okay.
At least 21 of them.
At least 21. Okay, because I wasn't sure about
on the boat.
Yeah, because that's why they had a quarantine. I was telling Reggie earlier, I've been on that boat, man. That boat's really nice, so it's really sad. Because like I said, the people that work there, they work year round, so they're there for 9 months. So it's I really hope it wasn't none of them, because they're great. Nice ship. But there's worse ways to be quarantined too if you think about the positives here. Let's see, hospital, 5-star cruise.
I would rather be quarantined. But then you're stuck inside your room and you can't you
can't leave the room on the cruise ship.
Are they still serving me tableside?
Yeah, no. They're still bringing everything, but you just can't leave your roam. So hopefully
That's
you got a cool roommate, a cool board buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you guys could keep fun.
Dude, it's probably. Can you imagine it's someone's honeymoon or something?
Well, they'll be having a baby very shortly. There's nothing else to do. A baby will be popping.
Yeah. Yo, Corona babies, man.
Corona babies. Corona babies. Oh my God. Hey.
As we lose lives, we gain lives.
Man,
every day.
Please wrap it up because we don't need any more Sagittariuses. Because that's 9 months from now. Oh my! What face is that? I saw. Are you a Sagittarius? Okay.
Oh, you don't like
No, I'm joking. I don't know. Jay-Z is Sagittarius, I think.
That's a good one.
I like.
Let's
Jay-Z.
not bring astrology into this, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna just. But you know what I mean? December babies, they're a beautiful bunch.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's pretty much the news for this week. And when we return, we will be interviewing a promoter in East Bay from East Bay Pro Wrestling. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back.
And we'll be back. Just
just to remember. No shelter in those walls that time and rain. Oh, we are bitter and afraid. Come inside, surrender.
All right, welcome back. We're back on Around the Town on East Bay Live. Don't forget to follow us on social media on Instagram at CSU East Bay Live and on Twitter at East Bay Live, as well as mixers.com/East Bay Live, as well as everywhere you get your podcasts. And if you want to call into the studio, you can call us at 510-885-4230. Again, that's 510-885-4230. Now, for this local spotlight segment, we're going to be talking to a professional wrestling promoter within the East Bay in Pacheco, California. Let's bring in our guest, Tim Bartlett. Tim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim. How are you, man?
Good, doing good.
All right, Tim. I just want to ask you, tell us a little bit about East Bay Pro Wrestling.
East Bay Pro Wrestling was formed about 5 years ago. We're in Pacheco, California, and we're just an independent pro wrestling organization. We put on a great family show.
Hey Tim, this is Reggie, along in the show for Around the Town. For people who don't know where Pacheco, California is, can you please just kind of give us a direction of where it is?
Pacheco's right off the 680.
Okay.
It's right in between Martinez, Pleasant Hill, and Concord.
Oh, okay. So true, like East Bay, like, okay, and
That's
towards.
cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And where do you guys host your events?
Yeah.
Our address is 110 2nd Avenue South in Pacheco,
Okay.
Unit BA.
Okay.
So, with this program, like, do you guys have, like, a specific event that you guys do, like, every year? Is there, like, some sort of charity that you guys represent, or just one big, like, event that you guys, like, do? Anything like that?
Well, what we do is we have shows every other week, twice a month. We also have a pro wrestling training school.
Oh, really?
That
If
trade
you'd like
school.
to become a pro wrestler, we can make that dream happen for you.
Wow.
Really?
So if one wanted to get into pro wrestling or do the training, can you explain the process
Yeah.
of the training process and what let's say I wanted to do, what would I need to do to train to become a pro wrestler?
Yeah. What does it take?
That laugh sounds,
man.
that's a sinister laugh, man. Uh-oh.
He's like, if you have to ask, you're not one of us.
Well, you got to have the desire to do it.
Okay.
It's not something you want to do on the weekends. It's not something you do part-time. It's a lifestyle.
It's a commitment. And so you should, don't play
Absolutely.
around with it. This is not for the guts and this is not for the glamour. It's not a glamorous. You got to really be dedicated to it. I love that.
Absolutely.
All right, now.
But if you wanted to be a pro wrestler, manager, referee, we can make that dream happen.
Man, that is actually really good to know.
That's really great. Can you tell us maybe about like any like superstars or anybody that's gone like all the way and become pro because of you guys? Like any big names we might know?
Well, right now our champion is the fabulous Fabrizio,
Okay.
Wait.
and he's a graduate of East Bay Pro Wrestling Academy himself.
Wow. So is he? So he's wrestling right now, like professionally and all that, like currently.
Yeah, a lot of my guys wrestle all over Northern California. Some of them go out Arizona, Utah, Colorado. We got ties all over the place.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Tell me a little bit like what got you into pro wrestling? Like your passion for pro wrestling?
Well, who doesn't have passion for wrestling?
Exactly. That's why I'm asking.
Right?
I mean, I found a training school many, many years ago, and I went to it, and the rest is history. I trained for about a year and a half, got my first match, and I was hooked. Once you come through that curtain, you hear your music, you hear the crowd, it's just put it right in your vein. It's a drug.
Man, I have a question. Like, what is as a pro wrestler who's been in the wrestling industry for a while? What are your thoughts on WWE or WW? Like, because I mean, a lot of us grew up watching it, and like huge fans. That's most of our initiation to wrestling. And so, as a person who's been in the industry for a while, what are your thoughts about the ultimate pro wrestling job, or like in the WWE?
WWE, it depends on who's running it at the time.
Really?
You know, it is what it is. It's the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah. So it's a lot of. Are you saying it's a lot of politics?
Oh, there can be a bit.
So would you call them like a competitor, or would you say you guys work with them more? Like what?
Oh, WWE is way above us.
It's in its own league.
Oh, okay.
WWE was a major league, like baseball. We're like a double-A team.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool. No, that's awesome though.
And when you guys have shows, do you broadcast them? Like,
Yeah.
Let's say if I can't make it out to Pacheco, how would I be able to watch a EP? I want to make sure I say it correctly. I don't want to East Bay
Pro Wrestling.
EBPW match.
We got a lot of our matches on YouTube, and we run anywhere from 3 to 5 shows a month at our place.
Oh wow.
So it's easy to catch a show with it.
Oh, for sure. And how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $10 at the door.
Wow.
man.
Yeah, I might be up
Eight-
to this.
$8 for children.
Cool. So, each of the wrestlers before their fight, like I know a big part of like wrestling is the showmanship and all that. So, do each like person, do they have their own like persona and like their own like costume, or you don't really do all that?
Well, we kind of, go to okay, this will look good on you.
Okay.
And you just take your natural persona and just amplify it by 100.
Oh man.
Nice. So you get to see the real version of that.
So we just have a couple more questions for you. Like we understand you ran a charity fundraising event this past weekend. Tell us a little bit of how that went.
Well, we have a wrestling young lady with us. Her name is Grace Free, and her mother just recently passed away.
Oh man, sorry to hear about
And
that.
the family needs help. So all the proceeds from that show went to her and her family.
Wow.
And if there's any listeners out there who would like to donate to the foundation, can you give us is there any way they'd be able, even though the event's passed, is there any way they'd be able to donate
Is there
now?
a website or something?
Yeah, you can contact us on Facebook at East Bay Pro Wrestling.
Okay, so that's Facebook at East Bay Pro Wrestling, and make sure you get in contact with Tim Bartlett, right?
Absolutely, me or Donovan Troy.
All right, or you said Donovan Troy?
Yes, Donovan Troy.
All right, make sure you contact Tim Bartlett or Donovan Troy. We're not
sounds like
don't
a
be giving
wrestler.
don't be giving the money away to like some random people. Make sure if you want to donate, make sure it goes to the right place, to the Grace Lee's Family Foundation, and to help her support with her family and the passing of her mother.
Yes, that was great. We raised almost $850 for that.
Man, and
Wow.
Well, I would just personally from everybody around the town, we want to personally thank you for even taking the time. You know what I mean? Like, I know you have, like, I'm sure whenever you guys do shows and things, you guys have a million different things that you can go with.
Busy.
So, I mean, like, just, you know, as a person who lost a parent, you know, I appreciate, you know, people who take the time to really, you know, like, help what in any way, shape, or form. So I sincerely, and everybody from around town, we want to say thank you.
Seriously, thank you.
Well, at East Bay Pro Wrestling, when you're a part of East Bay Pro Wrestling, you're family.
Man.
And we take care of family.
Absolutely, man. See, you might be seeing me sooner than you expect, man. This sounds like a
awesome.
job for me.
For real.
Well, before we let you go, Tim, I do want to ask you, like, as a big pro wrestling fan, with WrestleMania season coming up, what's, like, the big match you're looking forward to this upcoming WrestleMania?
WrestleMania season. I've never heard it put that way. I don't know. I don't really watch too much wrestling on TV. I live the lifestyle.
He said, "I am this, man."
Yeah.
You are the
I
WrestleMania.
am the wrestler. Yes.
Yeah.
He said,
That's what I like.
"WrestleMania seasons every day." You know what I mean?
They
I
watch
feel you.
us.
Pro wrestling season is year round.
Well,
I feel you. Well, I do want to ask one more question before you go. What's the next event
Sure.
for you? What's
This Saturday, March 14th, doors open at 7 o'clock. Fair time, 7:30.
all right?
okay. And after, so March 14th, I believe you said that you have a show once every other week, right?
Yeah, every 2 weeks we have a show.
Okay, so the next show will be March 28th then, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So if you can't make the show this weekend, March 14th at 7 o'clock, doors open at 7 o'clock, $10 for adults, $8 for children. If you can't make it this week, make sure you check them out, March 28th. I'm definitely coming. I'm coming to a show soon, Tim. So when I see you, I'm going to introduce myself, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim, for
Seriously.
being on the Round the Town today. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks, guys. Anytime.
Hey, thank you, Tim.
You bet.
Have a good one.
All right. That was Tim
Bye.
Bartlett from East Bay Pro Wrestling, and man,
Tim, are you still on the phone?
Yeah, I am.
Do you guys have social media? Twitter, Instagram, or anything?
Yeah, we're also on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay. East Bay Pro Wrestling, correct?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Make sure you follow East Bay Pro Wrestling.
Okay, guys.
All right. Have a good
All
one.
right, thanks, Tim. All right, that was Tim Bartlett of East Bay Pro Wrestling, and when we come back, we're going to discuss the latest events, like what's coming up for
Around the
events
town.
around
What's
the town.
happening in Hayward?
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, East Bay. This is you're listening to Around the Town with the Beast, Reggie 29 and Dylan Lazaga, and we're back. That was a really great interview with Tim Bartlett, and like I learned like so much about like the pro wrestling, because I'll be honest with you, until like 10 minutes ago, I thought the only thing like pro wrestling was WWE, and like I thought that was the only shot. Like when he was talking about all his stuff, I was like, what?
I know. It was like, I know there's like pro wrestling on TV, like with WWE and All Elite Wrestling. It's like there's not really a lot of like
Real
like spotlight shown on like the local pro wrestling here, not just in the East Bay but in the Bay Area. Especially with like the shows they're doing during this season. This season is a big month for pro wrestling.
Is it? Is it like the March Madness of wrestling?
It's like this 2 months. It's the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Ooh.
Wow. So do you go to local wrestling shows a lot?
Not the local ones, but the big wrestling shows. Like almost 5 years ago, there was a wrestling event in Santa Clara. That's why I mentioned WrestleMania. That was in the Niner Stadium.
Oh, you went to WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I went to WrestleMania too.
You did?
I went to the one in Orlando when the Undertaker came back.
Oh.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. I took my cousin. I think I had just graduated high school. That was so long ago. I'm not even gonna date myself. Don't look that up. But yeah, I took my cousin to WrestleMania. Dang, that was heck of long ago.
I know.
Yeah, in
Time
Orlando.
flies.
Jesus.
Speaking of time, let's hear what's going on around the town now. And
All right.
So first things first, like I said, we were just talking about like going back and all the different time. There's an 80s trivia night at the Cider Junction in San Jose. So it'll be a trivia night that's focused on all things 80s. There's going to be 7 rounds. It's going to be Jeopardy style. And you get to wager your points. So you get to test your knowledge of movies, films, like classic hair, costumes, everything 80s. So if you want to... and the winning team will get a $60 voucher to the Cider Junction, which I think is pretty plug. I mean, because alcohol is expensive. So
And I love cider, sours, and IPAs, just in case anybody wants to hook a brother up. Cider, sours, IPAs. You know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to like in 10 years where 90s trivia is like popular, because I'm a 90s aficionado. I grew up in the 90s. I know my 90s shit.
That's
so
I'm
I really look forward to when I'm old enough to do like trivia nights.
Is it crazy to think that the 80s, literally 1980s, like 40 years ago? Now the 80s have literally been...
It's 40?
Yeah.
1980, what year is it, my friend?
2020.
Think about it, dude. The 80s are entering the time now where it's, that was 40 years ago, not 30 years ago, not 20 years ago, 40. And no, we're hitting that with the 90s, too.
So the 90s
that's
is
crazy.
30 year thing.
Yeah.
You're getting old.
No, that's just crazy to think.
If you're born in the 90s, you're getting old.
Yeah, I feel like...
If you're born in the thousands, you're good.
I feel like this will be like really nostalgic for like the people that were like around during the 80s. You know, like actually grew up like teenagers, adults, college. You know, like I feel like all the nostalgia.
Yeah, for the baby boomers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
like Pena's age. And he's not here to defend himself.
Listening to it though, right?
Oh yeah, he can call in still.
We'll get an
You can call
email in a
in.
couple minutes.
I want the smoke. No, I'm joking. I don't want no smoke with Pena. Hey, do we know about the if the Cherry Blossom Festival is still happening today?
Yeah, that was the next thing I wanted to move into. I don't know. The Cherry Blossom, it's March 10th, so that'd be today.
That would be today.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't heard anything that it's not happening. So that's really good. I understand with the virus, it's shutting down a lot of concerts and things like that. We've already gotten into. But yeah, if it's still happening today, yeah, the Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival. It's going to be in San Francisco's Japantown, so there'll be all sorts of food, festivities, all that. I went to one like 4 years ago, and I got my jacket stolen out of my car, and I never went back. Yeah, and the cop told me literally word for word, yeah, I'm pretty sure they broke into your car, and I'm like, why are you here right now?
I don't.
I'm like, what?
You guys want to hear a story?
Yeah,
like,
let's go.
I'm sorry.
Is it during the Cherry Blossom Festival?
It's not. It's just about like I don't understand what like I had something stolen from me.
Okay.
And I filed a police report.
Yeah.
I got what I had to do like man work, and I went and got back what was stolen from me.
Nice. I had to order a new jacket.
Yeah, I went and got back, and then I told the cops, like, I found out who did it. I solved the crime.
Nice.
And,
give me a badge,
yeah,
yo.
Look, I'm like, yo, so what are you guys gonna do? Since they told me since I didn't call them, when I saw what it was mine that was stolen, that there's nothing they can do about it. And so I'm like, well, then what am I like? Why? What's the point of me filing a police
What's
report?
the point of learning all these detective skills and
I don't
learning
know,
all
like,
these investigations if
like,
you're not going to detective
so
and
it's
investigate?
Like, well,
yeah.
then if you're not going to handle the situation, then I feel like I'm forced to handle the situation. I don't know. But anyways.
So we got soon-to-be pro wrestler Dylan and the vigilante Reggie in the building right now. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
I'm just the beast, the podcaster. All right, so back to the festival. Like, have you guys ever you guys have been to that obviously before? Right?
I haven't. I've been to the
not.
Cherry Festival in San Leandro. I used to perform at the Cherry Festival growing up, like all the time.
wow.
So, yeah. Have you guys ever been to the Cherry Festival?
No, is it
No.
the same thing? Or
I
not
don't
the
think
same
so.
thing, but like
it's in July. They have it at you know where Pelton Square is in San Leandro, where next to the San Leandro BART station. It's really close to San Leandro BART
think so.
station.
Yeah, I think I
and
know
they
what you're
have
talking
they have a cherry festival there every July, and I used to go all the time.
That's cool.
Yeah, you guys, if you haven't been, and if they happen to cancel this festival, it's a really family friendly event in San Leandro, and I've been going for at least 20 years. So check it out if they still have it. I haven't been in a while.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the food's always good at these things too. At the
Oh
Cherry
my
Blossom, that's
gosh.
so
Yes.
amazing. And they have like the vendors, and they're everywhere, and it's like cheap. You know, it's like good product. Like I can gorge myself and not spend like like $50. And yeah, like I said, and that's like what I like too is like I said, I love like any like all Asian culture, especially like like the food and stuff like that. But it's just always sometimes it's just be like a little pricey, So it's like nice.
Absolutely.
This is like a different change of pace. I get to try this different culture food, save some money,
And not
see some
break
cool
my
stuff.
bank, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe and like my dad always loves like the artwork they do there because he's really big into like Asian like dragons and all the like cool like samurais, all this stuff. So
Your dad
like,
sounds like he has a lot of tattoos.
no, dude, he doesn't
doesn't?
have any. And no, it's funny you say that because all my friends say that they're like, your dad looks like he would have tattoos because he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any. So my friends are like, they just assume he has like shoulder, chest.
Yeah.
And I keep telling Dad, I'm like, Dad, I have tats. I'm like, I'll go with you. Let's get a tat. And then he told me about a good idea that he wanted to get.
Really?
He wants to a little off topic here, but his dad was a fighter pilot, and on his plane he had like a pinup girl, like that's what they would do in like the 50s. You'd have a pinup girl, so he thought it would be cool to get like a tribute to that and get that tatted on his arm. And I'm like, you should get that.
You
man.
should get it.
Like I was like, Dad, I never met him because he died before I was born. My grandpa. If I did, I would have got. I'm like, if you don't get that, I want to get that, but I never met the guy.
First I gotta shout out my man Doobie for walking in the building. I see you, big dog.
Speaking of tats,
right. Speaking of that, but then also, all right. This is an awkward question, but I'm gonna ask. So, would it be awkward if he got a pinup, but it's your mom on the like?
Wait, what?
Because he gets the pinup, but it's like it's your mom's face on it.
my dad got that?
If your dad, because it's like a
I
tribute,
see.
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it'd be one of those things like it's weird, but it's like
It's not weird to him.
Yeah, it's not weird. It's not weird to him. It's not me. And like, there's a story. Like,
it would make sense.
Yeah, like I'm cool with all tattoos, even if they're like really just like, why would you get that? Because it's not on me.
It's not.
Yeah, it's like you could still
So
be a nice person.
you wouldn't be like, you would still show off the tattoo to your.
I would have showed up, but if he did, I wouldn't stop him. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's just if you wanted to be like, yo, this is the pinup with my wife's face, go for it. All power to you. That's your story. But I'm not gonna be like, hey, hey,
You
Jim,
wanna see
check
my
out
mom?
Yeah, you want to see my mom as a pinup girl on my dad's arm? Yeah, no.
No. That's actually funny.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
dear.
And then Dylan, I'll let you talk about this event more because you know more about it, but I'll just introduce it. So Cal State University East Bay, I don't know why I said the full name. They're having the Week of Inclusion Excellence. The Week of Inclusion Excellence presents a podcast presentation on the 2020 presidential election. I feel like I chopped that up a little bit.
It's okay. So yeah, pretty
Is
much
that the name of the org? Week of Excellence?
it's the full name.
Okay.
So pretty much what the Office of Diversity here on campus is doing is like they're presenting a podcast forum on like on the 2020 presidential election that's coming up.
Okay.
So what they're doing is the co-hosts of the Along the Line podcast from Project Censored.
Who are they?
So
Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan Higdon and
our former station manager,
yeah,
Janice Domingo.
JD.
Where you at? We miss you.
And then
Jay Nice.
Nice.
and Nicholas Bayham III. So and some of the editors from the Pioneer newspaper will all be co-hosting this forum on next Wednesday on March 18th.
That sounds really interesting. And it's going to be like a live event? Like,
Yeah, it's going to be
come and watch
it's going to be a live event. It's going to be an open forum.
Is it here in the studio?
What
or is
time?
It's on campus in the old Union.
What time? Do you know what time it's
yeah,
gonna be?
because I want to see
It's
that.
from 11 to 1.
11 to 1 on 3rd? What's today?
No.
On Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
March 18th. Yeah. Next Wednesday. We'll have a project due then. But no. So like, how are they gonna do it? Is it gonna be like sides? Like, okay, like we're voting Democrat, we're voting Republican. We're gonna debate why each is better. Like, how are they?
They're no,
Something like that.
The rooms are not going to be designated like
Yeah, not like sides or anything, but like, is that how they're?
Well, it says it's going to be broadcast on the Demcast network, and so if I learned, my mom's a teacher like your mom is, and so one thing she taught me about prefixes and suffixes. So it says Dem, so I'm going to assume that. And this is East Bay, that it's probably more a Democratic, liberal.
Yeah, laid back.
Type thing. So it's not going to be like.
Crazy.
Yeah, red on this side, blue on this side. Crippin' over here, you know what I mean? And
I'd be kind of down to see that just to see the students' perspective on their side. Yeah, that would be crazy to watch.
I'm all about inclusion. And I've heard people even last year, I heard a guy said he saw a dude with a MAGA hat on. And he told him
I saw that guy.
He said he told him to take off his hat.
Yeah,
and I'm not really with that because you have freedoms of expression and use your freedom of expression however you want to use it.
Exactly.
As long as it doesn't interfere. As long as it doesn't interfere with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because I wear controversial hats, shirts all the time.
Dude, you can.
And I wish I want somebody to tell me to take my shirt off. I mean, or take my hat off, or take, no.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not disturbing the day to day, you have a right to express it, and that's just that's why they make it.
Let's just have a conversation about it, and then I can tell you why I feel the way I feel.
Exactly.
That's the point of this happening.
Mind blown. You don't have to cancel me. You can just talk to me.
Yeah, I know, and that's like the most appropriate way, and I guess say legal way to handle it, as opposed to just going up and be like, hey, take your hat off, and then taking it off. There's so much. It's a two-way street, and it's just that's why, like I said, it would be interesting to hear the student's perspective, because we could get someone that would be totally respective of you wearing a hat that's anti, what they believe, and they would just want to have a conversation. And then there could be that guy that's like, take that off right now, or I'm gonna flip out, and it would just be interesting to see I guess who that is, because you see a lot of not all the same faces, but you see a lot of similar faces.
You don't know who's who, and you don't know
exactly.
And that's really scary for me.
Everybody's got that one guy in the class. You have every single class of them, but you've never met them. So, and you don't know anything. It's I know your name and stuff. And I know your class schedule because it's my class schedule. But what's going on underneath all that?
Take off the mask so you can see it, so we can see. Yeah, real stuff. I think.
That about does it.
I think that wraps it up. Yeah. So first of all, before we end, if you haven't followed us on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, follow us at CSU East Bay all day. Not all day, but CSU East Bay Live. Follow us at East Bay Live. You know what I mean? You are tuned into Around the Town, or you were tuned in to Around the Town. I'm your man, Reggie 3.
This is Dylan Lazaga.
And this is The Beast.
The Beast. And we'll be back next Tuesday.
Bye.
Oh, we didn't talk. Oh, shoot. Before we go, there's the talent show on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. The Sorority Sisters will be there. If you're not going to, if you haven't heard about it, sign up for the talent show or participate in talent show. Those girls have 2 million followers. So I mean,
you got a talent, you want to be seen. You got to get out there.
Yeah,
take the leap.
Why the heck not?
Yep.
So I think we'll be back next Tuesday.
All right. Anyway, we'll see you next week. What's going on, Hayward? You're listening to Around the Town with Dylan, along with my co-hosts Reggie, Nancy, and Rob. We're here to enlighten you with the city's most interesting news and take you on a journey through various local haystack businesses. Tune in.